Ottawa has made a bold move. The Canadian government is allocating $25 billion for a new fleet of submarines. This isn't just a military purchase, it's a statement of national intent. The funding is historic, representing one of the largest defense investments in Canadian history. Canada's old submarine fleet is failing, and a modern force is needed to patrol its vast coastlines. The scale of this investment signals a major shift in Canadian strategic thinking. The most startling part, American submarine manufacturers are excluded from the bidding. For decades, Canada has relied on the United States for defense. Their militaries are deeply integrated through NORAD and other agreements. Excluding American companies from such a critical project is a clear break from tradition. It sends a message. Canada is seeking new partners in a new level of independence. This is a quiet but firm declaration of autonomy. The world is no longer unipolar, power is shifting, and alliances are being tested. Relying solely on the United States is now seen as a strategic vulnerability. By looking to Europe or Asia for its new submarines, Canada is hedging its bets. This is a pragmatic response to the realities of 21st century geopolitics. The implications are far-reaching. This is about more than submarines. It's about sovereignty, and Canada defining its own role in the world. The nation is signaling it will make decisions based on its own interests, even if it causes friction with its closest ally. This investment is the first major step toward greater self-reliance. It's a gauntlet thrown down, not in aggression, but in a firm assertion of independence. Canada is preparing to navigate the turbulent waters of global politics on its own terms. With a new fleet, it's ready to guard its way. The world is watching as Canada redefines its defense priorities. This is the start of a new era for Canadian sovereignty. Canada's current submarine fleet is a story of frustration and failure. The Royal Canadian Navy operates 4 Victoria-class submarines, bought second-hand from the UK in the late 1990s. Intended as a cost-effective solution, the plan backfired. The submarines were plagued with problems from the start, requiring expensive modifications. Their operational history has been dismal. More time in dry dock than at sea. These vessels are rarely operational, and their maintenance costs have skyrocketed. For a country with 3 oceans to monitor, a non-functional submarine service is a critical weakness. The Victoria class has become a symbol of failed procurement and Canada's vulnerability. The need for modern replacements is urgent, not optional. Today's security environment demands submarines that are quieter, faster, and more advanced. The Arctic is becoming a new frontier of strategic competition. Without a credible submarine force, Canada cannot defend its northern territory. The $25 billion investment is a direct response to this dire situation. Canada can no longer afford to patch up a failing fleet. This new project is an attempt to finally get it right. With American shipyards out, Canada is eyeing 2 global leaders, Germany and South Korea. Germany offers a traditional, reliable European partnership, reinforcing NATO ties and engineering excellence. South Korea represents a dynamic, forward-looking choice, signaling a pivot toward the Indo-Pacific. Partnering with Germany would strengthen transatlantic security. With South Korea, it would deepen engagement in Asia. Both countries offer state-of-the-art submarines and are eager to secure the contract. The decision is about more than technology, it's about forging new alliances. The German option reinforces existing alliances and focuses on the Atlantic. The South Korean option builds new bridges and orients Canada toward the Pacific. The choice will define Canada's defense relationships for decades. Technology, cost, industrial benefits, and geopolitical alignment are all in play. The world is watching to see which path Canada will take. This is a pivotal moment for Canadian defense policy. The German contender is the Type 212 CD, a joint German-Norwegian project. Its advanced air-independent propulsion allows weeks underwater without surfacing, ideal for Arctic patrols. The diamond-shaped hull and advanced sensors make it exceptionally stealthy. Backed by ThyssenKrupp Marine Systems, it's a proven low-risk NATO platform. The South Korean KSS-3, or Dosan-an Changho class, is larger and more heavily armed. It's the first conventional sub designed for submarine-launched ballistic missiles, though Canada won't use that feature. Its fuel cell AIP system gives it excellent endurance. Built by Hanwha Ocean, the KSS-3 showcases South Korea's innovation. It integrates domestically developed systems from combat management to sonar. For Canada, the KSS-3 offers greater range and payload. A partnership with Hanwha Ocean would open doors to cutting-edge technology. Both options represent a leap forward for the Royal Canadian Navy. The choice will shape Canada's technological future. Excluding the US from the submarine competition sends shockwaves through the Western Alliance. It challenges the assumption of American dominance in allied arms markets. If Canada can diversify its defense procurement, others may follow. This could erode U.S. influence within NATO and the Five Eyes. The move also responds to Canada's exclusion from the AUKUS nuclear sub-pact. Ottawa is signaling it won't wait for invitations, it will chart its own path. Canada remains committed to NATO and NORAD, but seeks greater independence. A modern submarine fleet lets Canada contribute more to collective security. The choice of partner, Germany or South Korea, will reshape Canada's global role. Either way, Canada is building a more diversified network of alliances. This is a deliberate move to reduce over-reliance on any single partner. For Washington, Canada's decision is a wake-up call. The U.S. has long enjoyed privileged access to the Canadian defense market, but American firms focus on nuclear subs, leaving a gap in conventional options. Canada's needs forced it to look elsewhere, exposing a strategic blind spot for the U.S. This may prompt Washington to reconsider its own defense offerings. The move reflects Canada's growing desire for self-reliance. By demanding technology transfer and local assembly, Canada aims to rebuild its shipbuilding industry. It's a push for industrial and technological sovereignty. The broader impact will be a period of adjustment in U.S.-Canada relations. There may be initial displeasure in Washington, but a stronger Canada ultimately benefits both nations. A capable Canada can patrol its own Arctic waters and contribute more to NATO. The relationship will mature from dependence to interdependence. Canada is asserting itself as an equal partner. This shift will redefine North American defense cooperation. The era of Canadian deference is ending. The $25 billion project is as much about economic renewal as defense. The contract mandates significant construction and assembly in Canadian shipyards. This will create thousands of high-skilled jobs and revitalize local industries. Technology transfer is a key requirement. Canadian engineers will learn to build and maintain these vessels. Over time, this will create a sustainable domestic industrial base. It's a strategic industrial policy wrapped in military procurement. Ottawa is forcing foreign companies to invest in Canada, share intellectual property, and develop local supply chains. The long-term impact could be transformative, turning Canada into a center for Arctic maritime technology. The skills and infrastructure developed could serve both military and civilian needs. This is about building a foundation for future innovation and export opportunities. The Submarine project is a nation-building enterprise. It's designed to strengthen Canada's economy and industrial independence. This investment will pay dividends for generations. The Submarine project is part of a broader strategic reawakening in Canada. For decades, Canada played a modest role on the world stage, often in the U.S. shadow. But global instability and Arctic opportunities are forcing Ottawa to rethink its place. Canada must become an active shaper of its security environment. Submarines are the ultimate tool of sovereignty, especially in the Arctic. As the polar ice melts, new shipping lanes and resources are opening up. Without modern subs, Canada's northern claims would be hollow. These new boats will be the silent guardians of the Arctic frontier. Canada is diversifying its defense partnerships, building ties with other middle powers. A strong military gives Canada's diplomacy greater weight. This is about embracing its identity as a northern maritime nation. Geography is destiny. Canada's security and prosperity are tied to the seas. The investment signals Canada is ready for greater responsibility. The $25 billion submarine investment, excluding American suppliers, is a watershed moment. It marks the start of a new era of defense independence. This isn't isolationism, it's a pragmatic step towards self-reliance. Canada is defining its own security needs and building the tools to meet them. The new submarines are the centerpiece of this national strategy. They symbolize a country ready to lead, not just follow. A modern, domestically supported fleet will make Canada a more confident global player. Its relationship with the U.S. will evolve into a partnership of equals. This project will reshape Canada's strategic identity. It's more than military hardware. It's a story of national evolution. The Submarine project is a declaration of sovereignty and ambition. As these vessels enter Canadian waters, they'll carry the hopes of a nation charting its own course. This is the dawn of a new era for Canadian defense.